Good evening, everyone. James Holmes Jr. here, aka Uncle James. And at our Wednesday night mentorship meeting, tonight's featured speaker is the none other than Sahr Brima. We are honored. I don't know why we're so fortunate to keep getting these big heavy hitters like this, but God is good. God is good all the time. Well, anyway, Sahr, let's start out by, why don't you tell us your story?
Sure thing, Uncle James. Where do I start? At the beginning? It's a long story.
I have as much time as you do.
All right. Well, I was born in Sierra Leone. That's West Africa. And the year after I was born, a civil war started. And because of the Civil War, my dad sent me and my brother out of the country to a nearby country called the Republic of Gambia. Lived in Gambia for some years, used to go back and forth between Gambia and Sierra Leone until the war just escalated, things got too dangerous, and so I my dad ended up arranging for us to relocate to the United States via the UK. So we moved to the UK and were there for a short time and then came to the United States as refugees. It was just myself, my brother, and our aunt at the time. And
how long ago was that?
That was in 1998.
Oh, okay.
1998 is when I came to Arizona as a refugee. So from Arizona, I think we lived in Arizona for years, 9 years about. Went from living in the rough neighborhoods and the projects, if you will, to slightly better and then slightly better as my aunt sort of reacquired her credentials. She was a nurse. She had to relearn everything and retake all the examinations and get recertified. And so that journey took us from really sort of rough neighborhoods to eventually a house in the suburbs and some stability. From Arizona, I moved to Minnesota in 2005 and really came here to stay with a cousin of ours for the educational opportunities and just because Minnesota was apparently a really good place to live and to grow up.
At one point.
At one point. They also had really...
We're not going to go there, though.
All right. I wasn't going to go there.
Yeah.
So came to Minnesota in the fall of 2005, finished high school off at Roseville Area High School, where I did sports. I was on the track team, soccer team, and I also did speech. And it was there that I won in my first year of speech, won the speech stage competition. And I don't want to brag too much about that because...
Go ahead, my man, brag on.
The reason why I don't want to brag about that is because my wife has won it 4 times in a row.
Wow.
So my one compared to her 4, it's just...
Oh my goodness.
No comparison.
That's awesome.
Anyway. So from Roseville, went to University of St. Thomas on a full ride and studied political science, political economics, and did some really cool things there. I was on leadership, and eventually I decided that I was going to go to law school. And for law school, I went to William Mitchell, and William Mitchell really emphasized practical training and education, and so I did a lot of hands-on lawyering, which was super helpful. Ended up clerking at multiple firms, really great firms, and then got an offer before I graduated to start as an associate at a well-known firm in town called Lockridge, Grindle, Nowen. And from Lockridge, I was recruited to...
Yeah, we know Charlie Nowen well.
You know Charlie.
I know Charlie well.
Charlie's the man.
Charlie's a great guy. We love Charlie. Charlie makes things happen. But go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. Charlie was a mentor and a good friend of mine to this day. And so it was bittersweet to leave Lockridge and go to Robbins Kaplan, where I focused my practice on intellectual property, technology litigation, and did that for a few years, and then moved to Dorsey and Whitney, where I am now. And there I do financial services and securities litigation, corporate fraud, and just general breach of contract type of matters. So that's my professional journey, a little bit of my personal journey as well. I'm married and have 2 kids, 2 beautiful children, and a lovely wife who is a speech pathologist, and just really an amazing partner. That's awesome. That is really awesome.
How long have you been with Dorsey Whitney then?
I've been with Dorsey, I think it's 2 years now.
2 years now.
About 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing about Sahr is that, and he's a busy man. This guy was rated as one of the top 40 attorneys in the nation, black attorneys under 40, which, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. But tell us about that.
Yeah, so it really, it's the sort of honor that I wasn't expecting, and I certainly was very humbled by. It's comes about from peer review, and the organization, National Black Lawyers Association, they essentially survey these lawyers in all these different states, and your peers weigh in on sort of your credibility and your reputation and how good you are. And so I was humbled that after rigorous review of my credentials and track record, that they thought that I deserved to be the top 40 under 40. So it was definitely a highlight of my year, and very meaningful, because as a black lawyer, as you know, there aren't a lot of us. There are not a lot of us, and we don't really see great examples to look up to and to follow. And so for me, it was definitely one of those.
It's hard to be it if you don't see it.
It's really, it really is. It really is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is awesome. That is awesome. So, Sahr, in addition to being a top-notch, super busy, super attorney, also is an entrepreneur. And you guys know Black Lion, that's in our lane. I mean, that is just straight up in our lane. And Sahr, he actually has a couple companies already up, launched, running. And the cool thing about that is one of his companies is called Love You Cookie. We'll talk about this in a moment. But before I came back in tonight, I went home briefly and got a sandwich, and then came back out. And so my wife, she goes, "Well, who are you gonna interview tonight, or who's making a presentation for Black Lion tonight?" And I'm like, "Sahr." And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Can you ask him to bring some cookies?" And I'm like, "Honey, I can't tell that man to bring cookies for you." But there's karma is rolling though. So he rolls in, and my man brings some cookies. Some cookies from Love You Cookie. Yeah. My wife, lovely wife, Kim. I hope you see this right here.
Got your back, Kim.
So, Sahr, why don't we start right there? Yeah. Tell us about Love You Cookie.
Right. Love You Cookie is a project, it's a startup that myself, my wife, Sarah, and one of my very, very good friends from college, Kamal, and my sister-in-law, Erin, we sort of got together and created this thing. It came about in the middle, really during the early parts of the pandemic. Kamal had come back into town. Kamal's a serial entrepreneur, just a very, very smart, successful guy who has built different
I like that.
companies.
Serial entrepreneur. I like that.
He is.
Me and Kamal, we need to meet. All right?
I'll make it happen.
Okay.
It needs to happen.
It's recorded. Kamal, we need to meet. Go ahead, my man.
So Kamal came back into town. He just came back from, he runs a tech startup. It's a food tech startup called JuiceSpot in LA. And he came back into town for COVID, and we started talking and sort of thinking about, well, what can we do? We want to do something together. We want to do something unique and fun. And so when the pandemic really got underway, Kamal challenged my wife to make the best cookie he's ever had. And she took him up on the challenge. And so she spent weeks R&Ding. She wore out our KitchenAid mixer. We all gained like 10, 15 pounds each. And at the end of it, this happened. I mean, she created a cookie that was dynamic. It's crunchy on the outside, gooey on the inside. It's a really sort of unique consistency. It's got, this is our flagship, chocolate chip cashew, and it's got these nice chunky cashews in there with the chocolate chips, and so there's just
you making me hungry just with your description.
This one's for you. So yeah, and then some sea salt on the top of it. So it's a cookie that took a lot of effort to make, but that just was a hit. Right? Kamal tasted it first, and he was like, "This is it. This is it. We got to start a company. We got to get this thing out there right now." And I'm like, "Calm down." Right? I was like, it's a cookie, you know? How good can a cookie be compared to other cookies out there? But I realized, and I'm not naturally a sweets guy. I like savory. But I realized after I had my first cookie, I couldn't stop wanting to eat more. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so it has this there's an addictive quality about it where it's so good.
I think that's what you want, right?
It is what we want, certainly. But I think the cookie just speaks for itself. I mean, everybody who has one wants another, and people have told us it's the best cookie they've ever had. And
my.
So this is our flagship cookie.
I'm going to be popular coming home tonight. Here I come, honey. Here I come.
Yeah, we did just drop another cookie.
Really? Wow.
Newest version. I didn't have it with me, but it's the double chocolate peanut butter.
Oh.
And if you're a peanut butter fiend like I am, I love peanut butter. I love peanut. Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
It's probably my favorite.
You heard me, Sahr. You heard me. You heard me, man.
So
wow.
Love You Cookie we're in currently 16 locations.
And you started, when did you start this?
We started this in August.
Already in 16 locations?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. You know, with our mentorship group, really part of it is just having them in the same room, you know, with successful individuals like Sahr, because like we said before when you were talking about the attorneys, it's difficult to be it if you don't see it. And I just like for them to be around, to see you, see that you look like they do and so forth. Maybe your accent is more eloquent and so forth. And they can see, I mean, the things that can happen. You started in August and already at 16 locations. Bro, awesome.
You know, awesome. I can't even take credit. We have an amazing team and very, very smart, savvy business minds on our team. And we also have an amazing design team as well. My sister-in-law, Erin, is an incredible talent. And everything that you see that's outward facing, the logos, the website, I mean, she did it all.
That's cool. Let's roll into that next, because I understand you have another company called Penny Magic.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So Penny Magic is a really exciting, for me, it's sort of very personal. The cookies, they're you don't take them too seriously. It's a cookie, so it came out of wanting to bring something light and fun into a very dark and depressing year, right? And so in tandem with that, Penny Magic is more of our desire to make a difference in the design space, right? There is just a tremendous lack of black and brown designers or black and brown voices that are influencing how the world around us is designed.
It's true.
And so we got together, our Penny Magic team, initially me and Kamal, talking about that, realizing that, man, there is so much need in that space. There are so many different black and brown owned businesses and larger corporations that are lacking the unique, diverse perspectives of people of color who are excellent designers. And so we wanted to create a space for that, create a table, if you will, our own table, where we could influence the design, how the world is designed from our varied, multicolored perspectives. And so Penny Magic came out of that. The goal of Penny Magic, we are currently a group of, let's see now, I think about 6 or 7 talented people. And when I say talented, I mean talented. We have a rock star editorial director who is from an HBCU, cool. And also trained at the University of Chicago. She's excellent. She's been in the field for years and just top notch. We have amazing designers that are, I mean, I'm always awed at what they create. We have also a business entrepreneur Kamal, who has been creating businesses and creating brands for a very long time. And so we have that perspective, strategic, consulting and analysis. And we also have a two-time Grammy Award-winning sound engineer.
Wow.
Who's worked with the likes of Kendrick Lamar. And,
oh my goodness.
So, and a photographer who is just top-notch. So we have a stacked team in terms of excellence.
Dream team.
It's a dream team.
Right.
So we bring that design excellence, but we also bring the diverse perspectives to bear on our work. So Penny Magic is a really exciting business. I usually tell my team I'm the least talented person on this team because I just oversee things and I just make sure.
I don't know. It's all valuable.
Yeah, sure.
When did Penny Magic get launched?
Penny Magic launched. I think we launched in September. I think it was September. It was right after. So Penny Magic.
Okay, so just this past September.
Yes.
Wow, it's like you're a walking conglomerate. All right.
The next Procter and Gamble.
Little Lions. Watch this man, okay? Little Lions, watch him, all right? And learn. He's a rolling conglomerate. Wow, Sahr, that is just so awesome. I tell you, anybody that's been around me, they know my philosophy is that, let's praise all our brothers and sisters out there, all right? Because everybody can eat. Everybody can eat.
True. So,
Sahr, we've talked about, your attorney work, your companies and so forth. Any just basic general philosophies, pointers, encouragement that you can give our little baby lions out there to maybe boost them a little bit, to keep them encouraged so that they'll continue to fight the fight?
Well, I can only encourage you to keep working with this man right here. You are in the best
Bro, you're being too nice.
possible. No, the voice, the economic voice of black and brown people in this community, I mean, it really is very, very meaningful that Black Lion exists and that Black Lion is active, and that Black Lion is making an impact in our community. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your advice, your wisdom, your insight as I build businesses and try to create a legacy for my family and for our community. So work with him. work with him. That's my number one advice. Oh
man, we're probably gonna have to end it on that, aren't we? I mean, what do they call that? A crescendo? A crescendo?
That's right.
Well, Sahr, on behalf of the Black Lion Foundation, thank you very, very much for coming out. You never know what young person you're going to influence and touch, we appreciate you, brother. We really do. We really do. And I know you're super busy, and the fact that you came and donated your time, that says a lot about you. A lot about you. So once again, thank you. Baby Lions, you guys, like I said before, stay tuned. Keep up on everything. If you haven't signed up for the masterclass, sign up for it. And you guys, peace. We love you. We'll keep praying for you. We're out.